Gardening expert Dabney Morgan tells us why we need to act now when it comes to pruning our trees.
Hello everybody. Well, really and truly, that's not a myth about George Washington and the cherry tree. He didn't really chop it down, but he had a hatchet at 7 years old, and he went out and killed his daddy's tree. But his daddy was proud of him, the fact that he told the truth when he asked him about it. But anyhow, today we want to talk about fruit trees, and I know it's February, but spring is right around the corner. But you can tell by what's going on in the weather, and we need to get our pruning done while the sap is still low. And on whether you're buying new trees and planting or your older trees, the key is you want to prune them, cut them back so we can keep them a little shorter, thin them out so we have good light and air through the branches. And even on a lot of the trees that you buy, they'll have a little diagram showing you what the tree is when you buy it and what it should look like afterwards. Now, to do that pruning, you have to have the proper tools, and there are several choices. If you have small trees, hand pruners are great, or if you have some medium-sized trees, the loppers, and of course, if you've got older, mature trees, short of doing a chainsaw, you can actually do a pruning saw. So lots of items are available to do your pruning. After you prune, then you, of course, if you've got a torn branch, be sure and put your pruning sealer on to protect the end. On just regular small branches such as your young trees, it's really not necessary to use a pruning sealer, but if I have a tear, I still like to use it. It's certainly not going to hurt to use it. Then, in conjunction with pruning, we want to feed our trees, and of course we want to use a fruit tree spike for our fruit trees. If we're doing shade trees, then we'll use a shade tree spike. Also, this is the time of year to go ahead and spray with your dormant spray. We put the all-season oil, and what this does is kill all the overwintering insect eggs, and as mild as this winter's been, we're definitely going to have a lot of insect problems this year. Of course, in season, we have our regular home orchard spray, but we don't do this until after the trees bloom. Remember, too, if you're planting fruit trees, some varieties, such as peach, they're self-pollinating, but if you get into the cherries, you get into apples, and some of the others, always check your tag, because a lot of trees have to have two different varieties to get the pollination. It can be two apples, but two different varieties of apples. Last but not least, if you're doing a new tree, you may want to consider staking it so you don't have to be concerned with blowing over. So really, whether what it is, spring is for planting and it's February, but I'd certainly get my work done while we can, while the weather's still in our favor. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Monday we're going to talk about what we should be doing with our evergreens, so we'll see you Monday at noon.